All right, let's get to some of the stories that we are following very closely, including this massive search operation that is underway right now as I speak to you. This is happening in Baltimore after a major bridge collapsed into the Patapsco River overnight.
Never would you think that you would physically see the Key Bridge tumble down like that. It looked like something out of an action movie.
So here's what he's talking about. That was Baltimore's mayor, by the way, speaking earlier this morning, and it is an unbelievable image we're showing you right now of this bridge just collapsing into the water. They call it the Key Bridge. It's the Francis Scott Key Bridge, collapsing into the river. This happened at 1:41 in the morning this morning after it was hit by a container ship. Maryland's Secretary of Transportation saying at the time there were contractors working on the bridge when it was struck and collapsed. At least 7 people fell into the river, and we're hearing some reports, as many as 20 people may have fallen into the frigid water. Several vehicles also went into the water. One of the concerns for rescue crews this morning is the cold weather in Baltimore. It is about 6 degrees Celsius near the site of this bridge. The container ship was on its way to Sri Lanka this morning when this collision occurred. CNN analysis says that it altered course. It veered toward the pillar of the bridge shortly before impact. At this point, 2 survivors have been found. One of those people is in the hospital in serious condition. The other person is said to be okay, which is pretty incredible. No confirmed death right now, but the search and rescue operation is happening. Right now, we are joined by David Marquet. He's a former U.S. submarine commander. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we've been watching these live images. It really is horrific, unbelievable. Search and rescue is active right now. What would that look like right now? What would they be doing?
Well, you can see that the whole length of the bridge is in the water, and they'd be sending divers. They got small boats, probably going to get some robotic underwater vehicles there as soon as possible. And the water there, the channel is 50 feet deep, so that's pretty deep. It's pretty dark down there. You got all the metal from the bridge. You're trying to sort out where are vehicles, and there's a chance that anyone is inside a vehicle still or on the surface and still alive.
It is unbelievable when you look at this image right now that we're showing to our viewers. Our meteorologist, Kelsey McEwen, she was telling us that there was a marine weather statement issued this morning saying, operating small vessels to take a lot of caution. So let's talk about conditions. They started this rescue operation in the darkness. What type of equipment would they have been using at that time?
You need to get lights there. You need to get boats. You need to get boats with lights. I'm sure that the local Baltimore police and harbor patrol craft have those kind of boats. They need to call everybody in. They get on the boats. They head out to the bridge. They're trying to avoid pieces of the bridge that might be sticking up just under the water that the boats, if they inadvertently hit, now they're in trouble. So it's a very tough situation. And you don't survive long in water temperatures that cold.
Yeah, we were talking about it's about, 6 to 10 degrees Celsius in that water. The winds are about 40 kilometers an hour. So not only are you dealing with the surface weather, but what's happening underneath. And one of the statements from the fire chief of Baltimore was saying the tide, that is becoming a big challenge for them. How would the tide affect this operation?
Yeah, so what the tide is, what you have there is you have this river or an estuary going into the harbor. So the tide comes in and the tide comes out, and it comes through pretty rapidly when it narrows down, when it necks down in these areas. And so that's going to cause this material to move, to shift, for people who are maybe near the bridge to be swept out or to be swept in. So now the area gets bigger and bigger and bigger that they have to search. It just gets harder.
David, when you look at these images, as a submarine commander, a former U.S. submarine commander, what do you think? What challenges do you see?
Yeah, it's really hard. I would not expect them to find too many more people alive. I would prepare for bad news. We don't know how many cars necessarily were on the bridge. They had the contractors who were working on the bridge. They went into the water. So we don't really even know exactly how many we're looking for, but it's very grim news.
It is a terribly tragic situation, unbelievable images. David Marquet, we appreciate your expertise and your thoughts this morning.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.